Anyway, ball in. We got football news. Broke yesterday. Last night, it looks like Bruce Arians has retired from coaching, at least. He'll be moving over to the front office. But also, Todd Bowles, in the same breath, will be taking over as the head coach, a 5-year deal. Now, there's a lot to talk about with this because, one, why did this happen, Gooch? Why out of nowhere did Bruce Arians say, you know what, the hell with this, I'm done. I want to go to the front office. Do you think it's health? Do you think he hates Tom Brady? Where do you see this? Why this happened?
The timing of it is a little bit strange.
Yeah, right before the draft.
It's right before the draft, so that leads me to believe that it might have something to do with health, or just the fact that his family might be giving him shit. I'm pretty sure Bruce Arians is in his mid-70s at this point. The oldest
he's
coach,
got his literally like his pacemaker
Pete
on
Carroll
his
or him, one of the oldest coaches in the league.
Chest.
Bruce Arians has been around a long time, and I think it's maybe a combination of the two. Todd Bowles and Bruce Arians have definitely had history together. They go all the way back to Temple days. Shout out to Ashmere Fit, Temple alum. So I had to throw that in there. But yeah, I think that Todd Bowles, it was his job to. It was one of either Leftwich or Todd Bowles that its job was in the waiting.
I'm very surprised it wasn't Leftwich. Leftwich was supposed to be the guy. If it wasn't that case,
maybe that's why they let Arians kind of sit on a little bit and give him some time. It could have been an organizational thing where they knew that they had their coach in waiting there. So there was no real urgency to move forward because the rest of the coaches weren't really involved in the hiring process.
Okay.
They had their coach within, so it gave them that flexibility. But yeah, I do agree that it has to be the age thing or possibly a health thing. And I'm sure he's getting paid very similar now that he moved into the front office role.
Yeah. The only thing about Todd Bowles is, everybody kind of expected Leftwich to be the guy, as did I. That was where I thought if anybody was going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Succeed.
The heir apparent.
Succeed.
Succeed.
Yeah, succeed him. It would have been Leftwich because of A, the offense was moving in the right direction. B, you had Tom Brady. You know what I mean? So things were, and then Tom Brady coming back would lead me to believe that Arians kind of was like, nice, but all of a sudden he's just like, nah.
There is like one of those where there's smoke, there's fire type situations because when Brady retired, the media does what they always do and they try and drive a stake. If you could try and pull up the Tom Brady tweet that he put up this morning about him thanking Bruce Arians, or he did it last
put
night,
it on the old
just so we could get some clarification on exactly where Tom Brady stands with the Bruce Arians.
He's getting traded to the Dolphins.
Or at least publicly. At least he's not going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
You're right. You could make the case that Tom Brady forced this if you really want to be a dick and try and create a story where
Tom Brady forced this in a way of saying like
he had there was a rift between him and Bruce Arians.
Was there
philosophy? But that was the news that was coming out in that 40-day period where Brady was retired. There was a lot of but sources, we don't know who they were saying that Tom Brady wasn't happy with the way things were running, and he would go into the meetings in the morning with Leftwich and they would set up the game plan, and then Bruce Arians would come in like 2 hours later and just make changes without saying anything. So he was doing edits to what they were doing, and Brady felt, this is according to sources, Brady felt that if you're going to make some changes, like just be in the meeting and we'll have this conversation together. So Brady obviously is a very calculated guy. So I guess there's a chance that he did it, but I don't think he has the power there. I don't think Brady has that power in Tampa Bay right now on the 1-year basis that he's on.
Okay. Well,
I don't like to bash people, but Bruce Arians has always come off like a dick.
Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't been the players' coach that everybody says he is. I mean, the whole Antonio Brown. We'll get into him in a second.
Well, he had a nice response. He said, "Thanks, brother," to Tom Brady. So Tom Brady and Bruce Arians, I guess they're brothers.
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
But moving on to Todd Bowles now, some of the stats that we've pulled up on him. I mean, look, he's been a head coach. We all know if you're a Jets fan, you went through the Todd Bowles era. Guys, he's 26-41 as a head coach. So clearly he is in the realm of Wade Phillips. He's in the realm of these guys that fall under the better coordinators, lesser head coaches. That's how I look at Todd Bowles. Why he's getting this job over Leftwich, again, I don't know. Maybe the experience factor has been there, not his first rodeo. You know what I mean? Like this is his first, not his first go around as a head coach.
I have some interesting tidbits courtesy of our boy Rob over there.
Wrestling Rob.
So a little history on Todd Bowles. He played at Temple under Bruce Arians. We said that before. So then I believe he actually went on to coach at Temple as well.
Wait. Let me pause you right there. Todd Bowles played for Bruce Arians
at Temple.
How fucking old is Bruce Arians?
69.
Todd Bowles looks like he's old too. Like
Bruce
holy
Arians
shit,
is an older dude. Yeah.
That's
insane.
74,
69.
69. I thought he was
69
70. It just seems like anyway.
Todd
Bowles also probably isn't that old either. He played in the league 8 seasons. I'm not sure what seasons, but he started off his coaching career in the NFL, that is, because I do believe he did coach at Temple a little bit, at least as an assistant. In 95, 96 with the Packers, I'm pretty sure he won a Super Bowl with them as an assistant because they won it in 96. So that's where he, right out of the gate, he was with a good team. He bounced around college a little bit until 2000. He came back to the Dolphins, and he was the interim head coach for 3 games when Tony Sparano was fired.
And that got him.
That got him. Well, yeah, that got him. Was that the Jets or the Arizona?
No, the Jets job.
No, he went to Arizona first.
He went to Arizona first.
Yeah.
I believe he was a defensive coordinator for the
For
Cardinals.
what, 1 year?
2 years. 13.
Also,
I'm 1 year
under,
off.
also under Bruce Arians.
Yes.
Wow.
I believe.
So there you go. So then there's a lot of lineage here.
Well, Bruce Arians was a Pittsburgh guy for a little bit. He was the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, and he was working with Big Ben. So he had a lot to do with what was going on in Pittsburgh in the early days with Big Ben. Then, obviously, Bruce Arians, Todd Bowles takes the job with the New York Jets. He has a good season right away, 10 wins out of the gate, but then he won 14 combined games over the course of the next 3 seasons. So
You blame that on talent?
I blame it on talent, front office, and probably a flawed coaching philosophy with the roster that he had. Now, the Bucs roster is far better than the one that the Jets were putting out.
Who
there.
were your Jets guys over there? Who was Todd Bowles' quarterbacks
Here
for
we
the
go.
Jets?
I got you right here. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith,
Oh, God. Okay.
Bryce Petty,
Oh, shit.
Josh McNown,
Oh, we're getting better.
Ryan Fitzpatrick,
That was a good
Love,
offensive
love,
season.
leg- Yeah, okay.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold was one of his.
Sam Darnold was
Sam Darnold was a draft pick under Todd Bowles?
It says Sam Darnold here, according to Google, buddy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, Todd Bowles had his chance. He had his chance to coach in the NFL. It didn't work out, but situationally, Bill Belichick had his chance with Cleveland. That also didn't work out, and you see what he's become. So I'm not saying Todd Bowles isn't the guy. I'm just saying that I think that looking at the Super Bowl odds in the NFC or just the league itself, I would have to say I'm not sure. Looking offhand, I think that the Tampa Bay odds have to have gone down.
Oh, 100%
like they lose
down.
their head coach, Bruce Arians. Now, you could say what you want about him. He's not a player's coach. He's a dick. He's had a lot of success in the league. Todd Bowles hasn't. He's had success as assistant, ton of it. But
Do you think this is like a layup of an opportunity for a guy like this? Because considering you have Tom Brady, I mean, look, I think, and I think you think too, the Bucs roster, though, like run it back. They're not running it back.
They
with
didn't run
everybody.
it back. They lost a couple guys, and I know that they still have Tom
retained a
Brady.
couple.
They still have a nice offense. They get Fournette back. I believe that Gronk will be back, and the offense will be fine. Offensive line is good, but as you start losing pieces on defense, which they lost their safety, I think he was a big piece of what they did over their Super Bowl run. I'm not sure he did great last year, but nonetheless, they're losing a little bit of guys, and there's a different coaching philosophy. You went from an offensive guy to now a defensive guy. So we'll see how that shakes out. I believe Leftwich is going to stick around. So I have a feeling that what they're going to do with this is almost going to be a very similar to what college coaches might do sometimes, where it's like, or even it happens in a league where Leftwich is going to be completely in charge of the offense. He knows it. They know each other. The whole team has been working together for years. And Arians and Todd Bowles. How many times am I going to say Arians instead of Bowles?
I don't know.
Anyway, Todd Bowles will start and just deal with the defense, and then hopefully, for the Packers' sake and the Cowboys' sake, it doesn't work out in Tampa.
I don't think. Listen, I think when you make the adjustment to a new head coach, there could be a quick pickup. There could be. It could be a good ramp up period. And because he's not from the outside looking in, he's been in the staff, he's been in the meetings. So, I don't foresee a massive drop off, but I do see a drop off, and we'll see.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady's another year older. I understand he's defying all fucking gravity, but
they're a worse team now than they were last year at this
yes,
time on paper.
I agree.
There's no doubt about it.
I
Tom
agree.
Brady is a full year older now. Not that matters.
It does matter, I think.
I mean, it does.
It
but
will.
It
It will
hasn't.
eventually matter.
Do you guys